These games are ranked by play score, a standard rating that averages gamer and critic reviews. Opening our list of the top 25 3DS JRPGs is Stella Glow. Play as the young amnesiac Alto as he tries to return his crystallized village back to rightful form in Image Puch's SRPG. Prepare new strategies and tag along with his friend Lizette as he must unite the 4 elemental witches with his extraordinary powers. Fight monsters, explore the world, and acquaint yourself with the songs of the witches. It has a play score of 8.50. Number 24 is Yokai Watch. A more recent rival to the classic Pokémon series, Level 5 Studios crashes into the monster hunting fray with their adorable wide-eyed companions. Play as Nate or Katie and go around the world to catch and raise the best yokai ever. Battle it out with their evil counterparts using their powerful Soultimate abilities. Marketed towards children, it's not exactly the most challenging game out there. But with detailed worlds and Oodle's charm, it receives a play score of 8.57. Number 23 is Pokémon Yellow Special Pikachu Edition. Love him or hate him, Pokémon just might be Nintendo's greatest achievement. For their 3DS, they bring back Game Boy certified best back into the hands of the new generation. Welcome the charm of the Pixel generation and witness the HD return of everyone's favorite electric mouse. It's just like the old days with a few modern additions. Trade and battle with friends and roam around its 4-bit environments. It has a play score of 8.6. Number 22 is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. The MH game that started it all. Sure, the second one was great, but this one took it to new heights we never thought possible. Ultimate is the expansion of the Wii U game that also rocked its charts. Now on the 3DS, it boasts new features and an immersive world to explore. It's Monster Hunter at its core and it receives a play score of 8.65. Number 21 is Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Square Enix's Disney and Final Fantasy crossover made its second entry on Nintendo platforms. Serving as a sequel to all the Kingdom Hearts series combined, follow the stories of Riku and Sora as they continue their training to become Keyblade Masters. Utilize the 3DS touch controls and dazzle in its delightful diving and sliding elements. It has a play score of 8.66. Number 20 is Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. Born out of a desire to make something completely new, Team Maniac stumbles upon the series' most polarizing titles yet. Set in an alternate universe, it broke through the market with a different story and an all-new hero. Follow the young hunter Nanashi as he takes on a celestial quest after a demonic resurrection. Criticized for its portrayal of law and chaos and the lean towards cliché anime tropes, it remained as one of their highest-selling titles of the series. It has a play score of 8.67. Number 19 is Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past. RPGs are a pretty big commitment on their own, but not as challenging as Enix's 7th main title. Through its release on the PlayStation in 2000, Fragments has been mostly known for its formidable size, packing over 100 hours of content into one rewarding gaming experience. With its masterful remake on the 3DS, travel back in time along with the citizens of Estard and restore the land's continents. It has a play score of 8.67. Number 18 is Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. Reviving the iconic Fire Emblem Gaiden from 1992, this latest Fire Emblem entry returns with their stats-based plot-driven system and all the tactical RPG fun. Rekindle the Fire of Alm and Celica's story, sailing off to separate paths and reuniting as two opposing forces in a world ravaged by war. It veers away from the marriage system of Awakening and Fates with more honest RNGs, basing attacks and positions on each other's unit statistics. It has a play score of 8.67. Number 17 is Bravely Second End Layer, the sequel to Square Enix's Bravely Default. Gameplay remains the same as players build brave points in every turn-based encounter. However, its new visual design and nostalgic charm really lights up longtime fans. It was widely praised but doesn't go on par with the original. It has a play score of 8.70. Number 16 is Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold, the Fafnir Knight. Another remake from Nintendo's Golden Vaults is Atlus' second attempt at bringing old into the new age. This remake of Etrian Odyssey's DS sequel follows in the successful footsteps of their recent Millennium Girl. Dive into the new labyrinths of Ariana of Caledonia and experience her world with new eyes. It has a play score of 8.71. Number 15 is Rune Factory 4. Waking up in a strange town with amnesia and mistaken for nobility, turn the town into a popular tourist destination where you are royalty. While it's a spin-off of Harvest Moon, there's more than just farming, cooking, and relationship building to do. It also has an actual story that requires a fair amount of fighting. It receives a play score of 8.73. Number 14 is Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth. Of all the Persona spin-offs, Persona Q made the least impressions due to its strange gameplay hybrid to Etrian Odyssey. Nonetheless, it's still fun to return to your favorite cast of characters from Persona 3 and 4 with their signature soundtracks. Go on a dungeon crawling adventure with these Japanese teenagers and uncover the deep mystery. It has a play score of 8.73. Number 13 is Etrian Odyssey 4, Legends of the Titan. Unlike the previous remakes, Legends of the Titan is a 3DS original and one of the first for the portable console. With a whole new overworld and even more dungeons to explore, take on the role of one of the city's explorers on a journey to the Yggdrasil tree. Take to the skies and fulfill your hopes of fame and fortune. It has a play score of 8.77. Number 12 is Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King. Whether you fell in love with the PS2 version or with its recent port to the 3DS, one thing remains true. Dragon Quest VIII is a universally loved title in an already legendary series. With the powers of Hori and Toriyama and the atmospheric nuances of the North American release, there's no wonder why it became one of video games' best. Tag along with Hiro and the gang and relive their family-friendly adventures. It has a play score of 8.77. Number 11 is Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Survivor 2, Record Breaker. Follow a group of high school students in a post-apocalyptic Japan invaded by demons. They work together by summoning their very own demons using their cell phones to save the world of Record Breaker. It doubles the content from the original Devil Survivor 2 game, with a new female character, full voice acting, a harder difficulty setting, and a new scenario that takes place during the game's key moment. It has a play score of 8.80. Number 10 is Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. The 12th in Intelligent Systems' famed tactical RPG, Fates brought us strategic delight in 3 different ways with Birthright, Revelation, and of course, Conquest. While all 3 versions are required for the full experience, it was this that brought the traditional Fire Emblem to heart. With a stiff challenge that only the series can offer, fight alongside your adoptive family and prepare to make hard decisions in the heat of its turn-based battles. It has a play score of 8.82. Number 9 is Shin Megami Tensei 4. The 5th main entry in Atlus' original SMT series takes you to a post-apocalyptic feudal land where demons roam. It offers the same turn-based combat from previous SMT games where players interact with unique demons or beat them up to gain XP. With recurring themes of death, reincarnation, and human nature, 4 proves to be a worthwhile addition to Atlus' budding franchise. It has a play score of 8.88. Number 8 is Monster Hunter Generations. The latest Monster Hunter before we get a dose of its massive game next year. Return to the shoes of a young hunter as you explore beautiful lands and slay magnificent creatures from all of Capcom's MH games, from Monster Hunter 2 to the recent town of Yakomo. It even becomes more satisfying with hunting styles and arts that add a layer of variety to your monster slaying escapades. It has a play score of 8.89. Number 7 is Pokémon Omega Ruby, an enhanced remake of 2002's iconic RPG. It doesn't stray away much from their usual formula, especially when they're borrowing elements from X and Y. Travel to the Hoenn region and beat gym leaders with your collection of Pokémon. Now, with 3DS 3D features, expect a more colorful Pokémon experience from start to finish. It has a play score of 8.91, while Alpha Sapphire gets a play score of 8.90. Number 6 is Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Commonly known as the original Dark Souls, it's the perfect game for players looking for a challenge, with every encounter taking on the form of an epic boss battle. Defeating them is more challenging than ever. Counter their different playstyles, master all 14 weapons, and use the environment to your advantage. Apparently, it scored higher compared to their latest release. It has a play score of 9.04. Number 5 is Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Monolith soft squeezes the Wii's picture-perfect world into the pixel-filled land of the 3DS. While it might have lost some of its breathtaking graphics in the process, it manages to keep enough core features to bring out its environmental charms. Make the mechons pay for their sins as you take on quests, collect items, and fulfill your vengeance in its mesmerizing open world. It has a play score of 9.05. Number 4 is Pokémon Moon. Even before the release of their upcoming Ultra versions, Sun and Moon were already one of Pokémon's best sellers. Jump into their trademark monster catching adventures as you explore the sunny Alola region. Begin your journey with Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio, and work your way towards their legendary cover stars, Solgaleo and Lunala. Equals as they are, the battle for critic and gamer reviews was ultimately won by Pokémon Moon, with a play score of 9.1, while Pokémon Sun received a play score of 9.05. Number 3 is Bravely Default Flying Fairy. A lot like many of Japan's well-known RPGs, Bravely Default is another victim of their reasonable, but ultimately peculiar naming tradition. A mixed bag of new and old, delve into familiar Final Fantasy tropes, and jump into combat with their unique Brave and Default system. Save up your turns and unleash hell on your opponents on the next. As odd as it is, Square Enix has brought their usual quality into this modern take on classic JRPG. It has a play score of 9.12. Number 2 is Pokémon Y. From the tropics of the Alola region, this Pokémon title takes you on a Euro trip around the France-inspired Kalos. With their 6th generation Pokémon and their stunning 3D world, Pokémon X and Y is currently the series' best-selling installment. Featuring legendary monsters like Cerneas and Yveltal in the X and Y versions respectively, it's the same old Pokémon fun in a new immersive universe. Receiving different reviews, Y ultimately achieved the superior play score of 9.14, while X received the play score of 9.1. And the best JRPG on the 3DS is Fire Emblem Awakening. Of course, what better than the gem of the tactical RPGs? For a series that was once considered too niche for most, it eventually broke into the market with this eye-opening entry. Packed with lovable characters, streamlined controls, and fluid grid-based combat, it was everything the series needed to become the household staple that it is. Venture together with your soldiers and dive into a captivating tale set 2,000 years after the original. It has a play score of 9.24. You may get these games right now by clicking the links below.